please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
भारत की संसद की गतिविधि की छवि राज्य विधानसभाओं के लिए भी प्रेरक बने, ऐसी मेरी पूरी आशा है।
No confidence motion is a very important aspect of parliament.
BJP and NDA is confident about this so-called गोलबंदी।
विपक्ष के पास नंबर नहीं है, लेकिन विपक्ष के पास वक्ता हैं जो देश को बताएंगे कि देश में क्या हो रहा है।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग सो वेल, we have to be confident.
Well, as expected, a stormy start to the monsoon session of Parliament. Fireworks on day one, and the Modi government is set to face a floor test on Friday. NDA's estranged ally, the Telugu Desam Party or the TDP, moving a no-confidence motion which has been accepted by the Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan. The motion will be discussed and voted on this Friday in what will be the first floor test since 2003. The government should not have difficulties in winning the trust vote. The numbers should be on their side, but this could be the moment of truth for some parties that are right now sitting on the fence. Parties like the Biju Janata Dal, the TRS, the AIADMK. So is this trust vote a bigger test of opposition unity ahead of the 2019 elections? We discuss all of that and more with a special panel, but first let me go across to my colleague Parikshit Luthra to find out how the numbers stack up. Parikshit.
The no-confidence motion is going to be a big test of opposition unity. We'd like to see whether the third front can really come together in a united way on the floor of the House in the Lok Sabha come Friday. The BJP is very confident that this motion will not go through. And frankly, the numbers are in favor of the ruling party. The BJP has 273 members in the Lok Sabha. And to add to that, there are NDA partners as well. Though there is a twist, and we'll come to that in just a bit. The BJP has 273 members on its own. Add to that, the Lok Janshakti Party has 6, JDU has 2, Apna Dal has 2, Shiromani Akali Dal has 4. So this is 288 plus, including the BJP and NDA partners. The Shiv Sena, while the BJP says we have support of 310, the Shiv Sena is saying we are undecided. So that's important. If you look at the UPA is 66 members in the House. Add to that, the Trinamool Congress will be voting in favor of the motion. That is 34 MPs from the Trinamool Congress. YSR Congress, 3 MPs from the YSR Congress will be voting for the motion. TDP, 16. TDP, of course, brought this motion, so they will be in support of this. So 119 plus is the number that we're looking at. Undecided, the number of MPs who are undecided, Shiv Sena, 18, Biju Janata Dal, 20, TRS, 11, AIADMK, 37. So there are fence sitters right now. It will be interesting to see which way they go. But interesting times. There would be a discussion on Friday. We're looking at extensive discussions, some stormy scenes in Parliament as well. The BJP will succeed. They do have the numbers on their side, and they say this is just a pressure tactic. But this is a larger test of opposition unity, as we pointed out earlier, and let's see how things pan out and what is the kind of support that the TDP and Congress is able to muster on the floor of the House come Friday.
Parikshit Luthra, appreciate you joining us there with the arithmetic as we go into the no-confidence motion on Friday. Joining us now, TDP MP Kesaneni Srinivas, Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP, Sanjay Jha of the Congress and Juhi Singh of the Samajwadi Party. Appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Mr. Srinivas, let me start by asking you, because it is the TDP that moved the no-confidence motion and that has now been accepted by the Speaker, Sumitra Mahajan. My question is, what do you hope to achieve? Have you reached out to political parties like the AIADMK, like the TRS, even the allies of the BJP like the Shiv Sena? How do you intend to muster the numbers to give the government any cause for concern?
The BJP government led by Mr. Modi lost the confidence, lost the trust, lost the hope of the people of the country. So whatever promises made by Mr. Modi before becoming the Prime Minister in his election rallies and election meetings, Totally, he has failed to fulfill not even one promise he has fulfilled, and he has failed totally. So, and especially if you take the case of Andhra Pradesh, 2014, after the bifurcation of the state in an unethical and unscientific manner, there are a lot of issues pending at the time of bifurcation which have to be fulfilled. Whatever issues are pending are in the AP Bifurcation Act 2014, and it is not that we are asking anything out of the way. So, whatever promises, 18 promises, and the issues and the promise made by the then Prime Minister on the floor of the Rajya Sabha, the special category status of Andhra Pradesh, is the main demand of TDP. So, in this connection, even after the last budget session, when Mr. Jaitley
I am aware, sir, and as is the country, that this is the demand of the TDP, and the demand has not been accepted by the government. My question to you is simple, sir. While a lot of political parties, some in opposition, and perhaps even within the NDA, might sympathize with your cause, the question is, will they vote for you?
Definitely, see, not only Modi lost the trust of the people of the country, he has lost the trust of the allies and also his own party members. So definitely we have the confidence that we will sail through this no confidence
Simple
motion,
question,
and we
sir.
will
Have you reached out to the Shiv Sena? Have you reached out to the Biju Janata Dal?
We are in talks.
Have you reached out to the AIADMK? Have you reached out to the TRS?
We are in talks with everyone. Definitely, we have that hope that we will succeed and everyone will support the no confidence motion.
Okay, let me go across to Sanjay Jha now. Sanjay Jha, that is the hope of the Congress party as well. Your party leader, Sonia Gandhi, stating categorically that we have the numbers. Can you take us through how you've managed to get the numbers, Sanjay Jha? Have the fence sitters given you any indication on whether they intend to go along with this motion and support the motion moved by the TDP? How is the Congress feeling confident of the numbers adding up? And my second question to you is that while you might in fact embarrass the government, as somebody a short while ago said, number nahi lekin pravakta hai, and you hope to embarrass the government on the floor of the House. Outside of that, what is it that you hope to achieve?
Well, Shireen, let me keep my answer very brief. Go back to what was said by the Supreme Court yesterday. The Supreme Court on mob lynchings has to tell the government of Mr. Narendra Modi that you need to enact a law, because what we're seeing in India is social anarchy, a mobocracy, where a Frankenstein's monster is out on the road, and that is becoming the new normal. Violent deaths on unsuspecting Indian citizens. This is the manifestation of democracy and right to life under Narendra Modi 4 years after he became Prime Minister. I can tell you that, before I answer your question on the numbers, I believe it's a telling commentary on the monumental failure Modi's government has been. And the opposition today in Parliament, which is a sacrosanct body, the government, by the way, is not greater than the country. And even if we are in the opposition, we represent the voice of the people. We've been elected by the people of India through different constituencies. So I think here is an opposition having an opportunity to speak on the floor of the House, which will be televised and heard by the entire country, without any edits and filters, about what we feel on farmer protests, what we feel on the terrible situation, the way they have aggravated it in Jammu and Kashmir. We will talk about joblessness. We'll talk about Nirav Modi that they never let us do in the last session. We will support the TDP in talking about a special status on Andhra Pradesh. I think there are multiple crises in India. I can tell you, Shireen, Dr. Tharoor's office has been attacked in Kerala. You have Swami Agnivesh thrashed in Jharkhand. And I was just now in a debate with a BJP MP who says Swami Agnivesh did it for cheap publicity. So we believe India is facing a serious moral crisis, which is perhaps bigger than economic, political, or national security. And we hope that other opposition parties will ride above their petty parochialism and support this opposition move.
Okay, let me go across to Juhi Singh of the Samajwadi Party. Juhi Singh, a long list there being listed by Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party, from farmers' protests to the situation in Jammu and Kashmir to the mob violence that we've seen, Nirav Modi, and of course the issue of Andhra Pradesh. between the conversations and the dialogue and the negotiations that have happened between political parties sitting in the opposition, and I would imagine that there has been plenty of those before the session started, are there issues where there is consensus, issues where all parties will speak in the same voice against the government? And if there is, what are those?
Shireen, I think every issue which Sanjay Jha has listed has the opposition party speaking in the same voice. There is a consensus, and there is also a fact that not enough space for the opposition is being given in the parliament for them to raise these issues. Now, we are talking about numbers. We are also talking about, if you see the numbers which are with the opposition, and we are going to vote with the TDP, they are not irrelevant numbers, they are huge numbers. I would say that a consensus in a country like India, where regional parties are also strong, and also with the Congress coming together, the BJP should really take a hard look at themselves. I don't know whether the government will fall or who will vote. I mean, there would be negotiations going on with other regional parties, but I would know that all the issues Mr. Jha has listed, if I repeat them again, it will be a wastage of time. Those are the issues the opposition wants answers on, and the parliament is the right forum where we want to raise it with the no confidence motion, so that people know we are serious about it, and we will try our best to get the no confidence motion through. Yes, Shari.
Okay, so that's the categorical assertion coming in there from the Samajwadi Party. It will vote for the motion that has been moved by the TDP. It will vote against the government. Let me go across now to perhaps a fence-sitter, the Biju Janata Dal now. My colleague Parikshit Luthra spoke with BJD's Kalikesh Singh Deo about what his party's strategy was for the no-trust vote. Let's just listen in.
Well, let me just put it in this manner, that we don't like to support either the BJP or the Congress in any manner. That's been our political stance from the beginning. As to how we will actually vote or not vote on this particular motion, we will take a decision on this matter in our party meeting tomorrow, which is to be held, in the parliamentary board.
So principally, you have been against the BJP in Orissa as well. So can we say that you are going to abstain from the vote, or you are likely to vote for the motion?
Well, I can tell you we will not vote against the motion for sure. The other course of action that we can take is something that we can only disclose to you or to the press once we finalized our course of action and consulted with the Chief Minister.
Well, that is the BJD saying that we will certainly not vote against the motion. Whether they will abstain or vote for the motion moved by the TDP is a decision that they will take at the parliamentary board meeting tomorrow. Gopal Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP, let me come to you. This has now been accepted by the Lok Sabha Speaker. Proceedings will start on the 20th. What is the BJP strategy? Have you managed to reach out to all of your allies to ensure that people like the Shiv Sena, who have very publicly expressed their apprehension, their reservations against the government, will vote with you?
Definitely, our president has been meeting everybody, and we are continuously in touch with the NDA allies, and they are with us. There are differences, definitely, in a large organization and such a large country. There are bound to be differences. But I think this no confidence motion, you rightly pointed out, what will the opposition, TDP or Congress achieve out of it? There is nothing. They are aimless, and they are just giving up. We consider it to be a golden opportunity to showcase what we have achieved for the nation in a short duration of 4 years with regard to economic development, with regard to anti-corruption movement, with regard to service delivery, with regard to infrastructure development. There are immense achievements that the government has, under Modi ji's leadership, has achieved, and this will be a fit time to come to the people and give the whole narration what the government has done, and break the facade of the perception that the opposition, particularly Congress, was trying to build. Second thing I would like to also mention is that when the Congress spokesperson speaks of the problems of the country, it seems like that they are reading their own report card of 65 years and last 10 years. If they are talking of so many problems, etc., it is most of the problems our creation of Congress.
So, sir,
in
Mr.
4
Agarwal,
years, we have tried to achieve
is the government going to present its...
many things.
Let me ask you, sir. I'm taking a cue from what you've just mentioned. Is the government going to present its own report card, or is the government going to present the report card of the Congress party on the floor of the House on the 20th?
Yes. That's a good
No, we are going to present the report card of the government. Mr. Modi will take this as a golden opportunity to convey to the people what are the objectives of the government, how we have created the mandate which was given to us, how we have worked towards that, bringing that economic development, anti-corruption plank, all these issues to the people, how our delivery mechanism has been able to build the mechanism, last mile connectivity with the people, and the macroeconomic factors which the whole world is talking about. Ultimately, people want economic development. And there is a wrong perception by the opposition, particularly Congress, that we are intolerant, we are doing this, etc. They are working on a divisive politics. That facade will also be broken by the Prime Minister.
So it's perception against perception.
All right. So Sanjay, well, perception against perception is what is going to play out. Unfortunately, we'll only have to wait till 2019, or at least ahead of the state elections, but 2019 will be the final vote. But we'll have to see how politicians vote in Parliament on the 20th. But Sanjay Jha, let me come back to you now. You know, this, in a sense, as Parikshit was also pointing out in his introduction, is going to be a test of this so-called federal formation, of this opposition unity. You know, if you don't get the political parties that you're hoping to get together under this federal umbrella, would you not then have egg on your face? Will this, in fact, then not be reverse political embarrassment for parties like the Congress?
Well, Shirin, we'll see the end results on Friday, but please remember that when you have TDP and Juhi ji here, all of them speaking in the same voice here, what is the message? I think all the opposition parties in India have discovered over the last 4 years two hard realities. Number one, that this government has been a mammoth failure. I don't want to embarrass Gopal Agarwal too much, but everybody in this country is now going to talk about the promised 15 lakhs that never came, the black money which has gone up in the Swiss bank account since Modi became Prime Minister, the disaster of demonetization, the absence of those 2 crore jobs, and let me not even get into issues like farmer distress, health and education. So this government has failed. Now the truth is, what the opposition parties have also discovered is that Mr. Modi's government, Shirin, has utilized what I call as democratic institutions to bulldoze opposition. So you have the investigating agencies that have been used, money and muscle power, to buy out MLAs, to threaten ministers and the opposition leaders. And what we are discovering, and this is the most disturbing of all, that all independent institutions in India, whether it's a governor of the Reserve Bank of India, whether it's the Election Commission, unfortunately, even the judiciary got embroiled in the entire controversy. I mean, there are several institutions of this country that have now been threatened in terms of their stature and their integrity. And I think this is larger. I think this has become much larger than merely the electoral alliance for 2019. I think we are talking about saving India, saving Indian democracy. Let me tell you, this is not hollow rhetoric anymore. I think there are terrible concerns. Indian democracy is under peril, and we have a role and a responsibility that we want to fulfill.
But okay, Juhi Singh, let me get to wrap-up comments from you now. Sanjay Jha might say that this is not about electoral alliances, but at the end, Gopal, I'll come to you in just a second, but at the end of the day, it will be about being able to forge these alliances together, whether you take a state-wise approach or you take a national approach. You know, what we've seen so far is that the negotiations that have currently been underway have made some movement forward, but then there's also been steps back. Will this be a crucial test, just as we saw with the Karnataka elections, all those opposition leaders coming together there? Will this be a crucial test for opposition unity?
Shireen, an alliance is already in the making, and it will stand against the policies of the BJP. And of course, if the BJP comes with its report card, then the opposition is also standing tall in the parliament, questioning their report cards and their figures. That is why this no confidence motion has been really brought by the TDP, because certain promises were made by them for their regional autonomy, and federalism has really been thrown out of the books by the BJP. So we'll speak in the parliament, and the alliance will come into existence, and it will be a pre-poll alliance, and it will have a positive agenda to do what we are questioning the BJP on Friday, yesterday.
All right, we will have to unfortunately leave it there. We're completely out of time. Mr. Sriram, Juhi Singh, Sanjay Jha and Gopal Krishna Agarwal.
No, but I would like
unfortunately,
to
Mr. Agarwal
mention
completely... Yes, go ahead.
Now,
Very
ultimately,
quickly, sir,
the test in the democracy is the elections. We have been, yes. The government and NDA government has been winning one election after 11, and ultimate test is democracy, and that is the true picture of what is there in store for us. And the opposition which is coming together, most of the parties have no cohesiveness. They are individual parties without any leadership. They are working for their family upliftment, and therefore there are frictions of leadership. And in democracy,
the BJP hope.
leadership without leadership, nobody can rule. So there is no leaders in among the opposition.
Okay.
I don't think they are going to succeed, and this is a golden opportunity
as you said,
for us
Mr. Agarwal,
to showcase what we have done.
As you said, Mr. Agarwal, people of the country will decide on that. But for this evening, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18 to discuss the implications ahead of the no trust vote on the 20th. Thanks very much for joining us on the Political Exchange.